I was inspired by Nick SARAEV, I hope I pronounced his last name correctly, about making a YouTube video on a daily basis. So this is my attempt to make a video as I transition into not the make money online, but to move it into the Ho'oPonoPono on how to deal with anxiety, stress, self-doubt, or any negative feelings that filled up a human, especially if you are a business owner, a small business owner, an entrepreneur, a professional, anyone that is dealing with any sort of business. You're dealing with anxiety, stress, self-doubt, or any negative emotion. Then what I have found is that Ho'oPonoPono is an ancient. If you've never heard of Ho'oPonoPono, please in the comments drop never, which means that you've never heard of Ho'oPonoPono. But I've been coaching on Ho'oPonoPono for a long time, over probably 10 years now. And I first found out about it through Joe Vitale, who learned it from Dr. Hugh Len. And it's an ancient Hawaiian technique that has been used for centuries. And it became very well known by Dr. Joe Vitale, who found Dr. Hugh Len, who had been called into a mental ward, a criminally insane mental ward. They couldn't even keep staff because it was so volatile. It was so gnarly that they couldn't even keep staff. So they brought Dr. Hugh Len to see if he could bring harmony into it. So what he did, Ho'oPonoPono, which means that you say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And then you say that over and over, but you say that not to the person, not to yourself, but you say between you and God. And the basic thing is that you are taking full responsibility for anything that the world brings to you. So whether you were at fault or not is irrelevant of fault, shame, or anything that puts a negative context into the information that was delivered into your space. So the reason I love Ho'oPonoPono was because Dr. Hugh Len, he never had any contact with the inmates. They were criminally insane, which means that they were murderers, they were rapists, they were the worst of the worst. But little by little, he would open a file. All he would say is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And he was cleansing whatever was inside of him, how he was looking at them to change that so that he in return could start seeing them differently. When he started seeing them differently, their energy started shifting. Much so that the inmates, the criminally insane patients that were in this mental ward, they either got transferred, they got released, they got better. But to this day, that mental ward that for criminal insane got actually dissolved because it was no longer needed. That's how powerful Ho'oPonoPono is. Now, that's just one of the many stories that there are. Now, that is a very huge extent on how to use Ho'oPonoPono, but I'm giving you this because I want to give you the context. I want to give you the context that when I first came into Alcoholics Anonymous, I came because I thought I needed to fix a person that I was involved at that time. That was back in 2009. And I thought if I just learned this thing about Alcoholics Anonymous, I can fix this person. And it was not about fixing them. It was about fixing the way that I looked at them, right? Lo and behold, I keep going and going and going. I realized that I'm not changing this person, but I am being changed. And one day I walked into what is known as the Canyon Club in Laguna Beach. And I walked in there, and this woman, very poised, very professional, dressed perfectly, she says, I don't have problems, I have solutions, because if there is a problem, then I am the solution. And I thought, I want to have whatever she's having. So when that happened, I became very involved in Alcoholics Anonymous because it's all about taking 100% responsibility. In 2011, since 2010, I was also involved in the marriage, relationship, and education and healthy fighting industry. And that all involved me taking, again, 100% responsibility. So when I discover Ho'oPonoPono, it was just like it was right in alignment, because when I discovered that, I discovered my sponsor in Alcoholic Anonymous, who was Melanie. And when I discovered her, I realized that I needed to take 100% responsibility for everything that was happening in my life. Whether I was using, drinking, or whatever, it didn't matter. I was going to take 100% responsibility. Although Alcoholic Anonymous has changed my life, and I would not be here if it wasn't for Alcoholic Anonymous and my two sponsors, Amy and Melanie. The other part of the equation is that what I love about Ho'oPonoPono, that is just based on you just deciding on your own to do this. You can totally do it on your own. You don't need a coach, you don't need a mentor, you need community, but I do offer all of that because it does make a difference. But the beauty of it is, like, let's say that you can't get a hold of anybody. You literally can just go and simply do the cleansing, which is here on my channel. You can go to my channel and you can see the cleansing, which is getting in touch with your inner child, releasing anything that you're holding on to unconsciously or subconsciously that you're not even aware of. So it's a very simple 19-minute cleansing that you just go to your inner child, you work through it. Now, if you've ever done any inner child work, put a yes in the comments. But I assure you that this is nothing like any inner child work that I've ever done. It's continuous, because it's being a human is continuous. As long as we're on this earth, there's going to be continuous things that we need to cleanse. So what I love about the Ho'oPonoPono is that it allows anyone to really know without a shadow of a doubt, no problem that comes to us is an irrevocable problem. No problem that comes to your circle, to your energy, to your sense of being a human, is nothing that you cannot work through. So if we're talking about anxiety, I used to have such horrible anxiety. And on another day, I will tell you why. I won't tell you the whole thing, but basically it was that I was abused by 5 uncles throughout my childhood, from the age of memory until I was 11. So needless to say, I had a lot of anxiety, I had a lot of anger, I had a lot of issues. But I know that whenever I get anything that is not something that is going to serve me well or serve the world well, I know that I can go into Ho'oPonoPono and use that technique, which just simply means, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And it works amazingly beautiful. So I hope that not only did this video give you hope, but all the videos that I'm going to be doing for the next 30 days, my commitment is to come here and to deliver to you a little bit about hope, a little bit about how I've been rid of depression, unaliving. I know I just learned that's a new word. Panic attacks, all these different things that come from being abused, not really knowing who your biological father is, even though I did have an amazing dad that adopted me. So with that being said, please let me know if this is any value to you, because you no longer need to wish for hope. I just gave you the solution. I just gave you the tool that will completely change your life if you let it. And again, it is very simple. Hope. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And you're probably wondering, who do I say it to? It's between you and God. That's it. And you don't even need to dwell up the past. Whatever comes to you, just say, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Let me know if this is helpful.